In the heart of a vibrant Yoruba village, nestled amidst rolling hills and fertile farmland, there thrived the kingdom ruled by King Ademo. Renowned for his wisdom and generosity, King Ademo was a beloved ruler, revered by his subjects and admired by neighboring kingdoms far and wide. Yet, despite his wealth and power, there was one desire that eluded him, a male heir to carry on his legacy. King Ademo's kingdom was prosperous, its fields lush with crops and its people thriving under his benevolent rule. But within the walls of the royal palace, a silent tension simmered as the king's 22 wives vied for his affection and the chance to bear him a son. Years passed, and though King Ademo's wives bore him many children, they were all daughters. Despite his love for his daughters, King Ademo yearned for a son to inherit the throne and continue his lineage. Desperate to fulfill this desire, he sought counsel from the village's revered traditional priest, hoping for guidance in his quest for a male heir. The priest, wise in the ways of the gods and the mysteries of fate, prophesied that the kingdom would one day be led by a woman king. Though King Ademo listened intently to the priest's words, his heart remained set on his desire for a son to carry on his legacy. Ignoring the prophecy, he continued his search for a way to ensure the future of his kingdom. It was amidst this tension and uncertainty that fate intervened in the form of a simple quarrel between a husband and wife in the village. The wife, caught in the midst of the dispute, caught the eye of King Ademo with her grace and beauty. Seeing an opportunity to fulfill his long-held desire, King Ademo took her as his 23rd wife, hoping that she would bear him the son he so desperately sought. To the king's delight, the new wife soon gave birth to a son, whom they named Aroki. The kingdom rejoiced at the birth of the long-awaited heir, and King Ademo's heart swelled with pride as he envisioned a future where his son would carry on his legacy. But even as Aroki grew into a strong and confident young prince, the shadow of the traditional priest prophecy loomed over the kingdom. The priest had foretold that the kingdom would be led by a woman king, and though King Ademo dismissed the prophecy as superstition, it gnawed at the corners of his mind like a persistent whisper. As years passed and Aroki approached his 9th year, tensions within the kingdom reached a boiling point. The king's daughters, raised in the shadow of their father's desire for a son, vied for his favor and the chance to prove themselves worthy of inheriting the throne. Yet, despite their efforts, they could not escape the weight of their father's expectations. Among the king's daughters stood Sioka, a girl unlike her sisters in both demeanor and appearance. Quiet and reserved, Sioka preferred the solitude of her own thoughts to the company of others. Unlike her sisters, who embraced the trappings of royalty with enthusiasm, Sioka seemed content to observe from the sidelines, her gaze distant and thoughtful. King Ademo often wondered if Sioka was truly his daughter, for she bore little resemblance to him or his other wives. Her quiet demeanor and solitary nature set her apart from her sisters, leading the king to question whether she belonged in the royal family at all. As Sioka grew older, her differences became more pronounced, fueling rumors and speculation among the villagers. Some whispered that she was not truly the king's daughter, while others speculated that she was cursed by the gods. Yet, despite the whispers and rumors that surrounded her, Sioka remained unmoved, her gaze steady and her heart resolute. Meanwhile, Aroki's 9th birthday approached, and with it, the tension within the kingdom grew ever more palpable. The traditional priest, sensing the unrest among the people, gave a dire warning to the king. One of his daughters would rise to challenge his rule and claim the throne as her own. Enraged by the prophecy, King Ademo lashed out in anger, determined to maintain his hold on power at any cost. He sought counsel from his advisors and allies, searching for a way to thwart the prophecy and preserve his reign. But as the days passed and the prophecy remained unfulfilled, King Ademo's paranoia grew, and his grasp on reality began to slip. Desperate to maintain his grip on power, he grew increasingly tyrannical, ruling his kingdom with an iron fist and crushing any hint of dissent with ruthless efficiency. In the midst of this turmoil, Sioka found herself cast adrift, her place within the royal family uncertain and her future shrouded in darkness. Though she harbored doubts and fears about her identity and her place in the world, she also carried within her a quiet strength and determination, a spark of defiance that refused to be extinguished. It was during this time of uncertainty that Sioka's path crossed with that of Iod, an old man who lived on the outskirts of the village. Iod, wise in the ways of the world and attuned to the whispers of the gods, saw in Sioka a potential for greatness, a destiny waiting to be fulfilled. Taking her under his wing, Iod became Sioka's mentor and guide, teaching her the ways of power, wisdom, and combat. Under his tutelage, Sioka grew in strength and confidence, her doubts and fears giving way to a sense of purpose and determination. As Sioka honed her skills and prepared to confront her destiny, the kingdom descended further into chaos and despair. Aroki's reign grew more tyrannical by the day, and the people lived in fear of his wrath, praying for a savior to deliver them from his tyranny. Meanwhile, Sioka's resolve strengthened, fueled by Iod's guidance and her own inner strength. Though she doubted her ability to challenge her brother and claim the throne, she knew that she was the only one who could stop him and restore peace to the kingdom. With Iod's encouragement ringing in her ears, Sioka set out on a journey back to her homeland, determined to confront her past and reclaim her future. But as she faced the daunting task ahead, she wondered if she had the strength and courage to face her brother and fulfill her destiny as the rightful ruler of the kingdom. As Sioka's return loomed on the horizon, the villagers held their breath, waiting for the moment when their long-awaited savior would rise and challenge the tyrant who had held them captive for so long. The fate of the kingdom hung in the balance as the stage was set for a showdown between brother and sister, good and evil, destiny and despair. But amidst the uncertainty and turmoil, one thing remained certain: the rise of Sioka, the woman who would defy destiny and reclaim her rightful place as the queen of the kingdom. And as the people awaited her arrival, they whispered her name like a prayer, their hopes and dreams resting on her shoulders as she prepared to face her greatest challenge yet.